Deonta B.
And welcome to Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. We're back, girl.
We are back.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Oh my God, do you know we are getting ready to celebrate our anniversary in a couple of days?
I know, it's so exciting. And we're in our new home.
Oh, yes. So if you didn't know, we are taping straight out of the ATL. Yes.
Yes, we are. And it's just been an amazing journey.
It's been an amazing journey. Let's talk about the year 2018. It's supposed to be the year of the rise of the woman. The women are doing it this year. Like, we have so many boss chicks just running the world this year. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, we have been around so many boss chicks. Like, it's just been, like, you know, they always talk about women can't work together.
Yes.
But this year, we are really showing people that women can really work together.
Do you understand that? It's the saying is collaboration over competition, right?
I like that.
Yes, lady.
I like it.
So, as we know, women are rising in 2018. So, you know, we've been fortunate to be casted in a docuseries to talk about women on the rise.
Yes, we have. And I consider you a woman on the rise.
Boo, I consider you one too.
And who knew we would be cast of a show in a documentary called Women on the Rise?
Girl, you know I didn't even want to go try out, you know, this TV thing.
Oh, yeah, I did pull you.
You pulled me, but we did it and we get ready to do it. But outside of that, that takes us to the title of our show today, which we're talking about women on the rise. And today we have the executive producer and the co-producer of the docuseries Women on the Rise. We have Mr. Michael J. Orr of Corporate World Media and Kathy Taylor of Tello Inc.
Yes, and we also have Jay Nash, who is the founder of Girl Power Radio.
It's my girl.
And we have Adrian Hooks, who is a global speaker, and she is a social media strategist.
Right.
So as you can see, this is Women on the Rise, and this is our first show, so stay tuned and keep it locked. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. We'll be right back. We at Gwen's Business Corner would like to thank our proud sponsors, Expert Tax Service LLC and Pretty Boss Hair. And you can watch Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B every first and third Monday on Fox 54.
Welcome back to Season 3 of Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. And today we're talking about women on the rise. And we have with us the executive producer and co-producer of the new docuseries Women on the Rise. Welcome.
Thank you.
We're so glad that y'all took the time out to come and share with us what y'all doing around here. So we like to jump right into it. So y'all are doing a collaboration. Y'all have two different companies, Corporate World Media and Tello Inc. So what made y'all come to collaborate and come together to do a docuseries about women on the rise? You a man, like what? Why you want to do a docuseries on women on the rise?
Well, what happened was I was doing production for Sheen Magazine, and I met Kathy Taylor, and you know I followed her for an entire year. Mm-hmm. She told me that she did management, and so I stayed in contact with her through Instagram, and every day, every week, I was constantly in her DM, like, hey, Kathy, what you doing? Let's do something together. I didn't know exactly what I wanted her to do for me, but I liked the way she worked. I liked the way she handled her business, and so I wanted to do something with her. So April of this past year, I decided I was getting back into corporate America because I hadn't, you know, I had retired. I said, you know, I'm going to just take a break. And so I traveled around the world. And so funny story is April 2018, I had went into the office where I was going to start working at, had gotten all my picture frames, setting up. Kathy calls me and says, hey, you in Atlanta? I need you to help out Shay McCray on a project. I picked up all my picture frames, put them back in the car, drove to Atlanta, went to a women's empowerment event.
Okay.
At the women's empowerment event, I saw the panel, I saw the ladies in the audience, and I saw, you know, how the engagement was. And I said, you know, I think I want to produce a show where every woman will be able to be on the panel and talk. And so came outside, I said, Kathy, I'm going to produce a show. I'm going to call it Women on the Rise.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to put the Atlanta name on it, because once you label it as Atlanta, it always takes you to that next level.
ATL.
So
Yes.
you know, we say Women on the Rise Atlanta, and you know, I have been wanting Kathy to manage me. I've never been managed before a day in my life.
Okay.
I said, Kathy, manage me. Let's put this together. And Kathy created what was in my head and made it organized. And we had casting 1, casting 2, casting 3, and that's how it came about. Just over a year's time of just staying in communication. Saw her at 2 events, and you know, it was just, I was prepared for when she called me. And if she wouldn't have never called me that day, Women on the Rise wouldn't have been here, because I came into that event and saw how it was going on inside, and I was just like, I do television. Kathy organizes stuff. She manages clients. Now she got to work with me because I've been begging her to work with me for the entire year. So now I got a good idea, and she believes in the idea. So that's how it came about.
Now y'all here, okay?
Yep.
I know, interesting. And the crazy part about it is Women on the Rise. It's something that's very dear to us, because we always talk about, as women, you know, you have to grab each other's arm, we have to empower each other, and we're really big on that. So when we saw that, it's something that was already very dear to us, and then we were excited to be cast for Women on the Rise, especially for it to be both of us. So
Yes.
when you talk about Women on the Rise, it was like hundreds of women that was trying out and auditioning for this. So what are the characteristics of someone that's a woman on the rise? Like, what were you guys looking for? What makes you a woman on the rise?
Well, what makes a woman on the rise is women out there doing phenomenal things. And a lot of time, phenomenal is not just about the success stories that we've had. Phenomenal things are overcoming things that we've gone through, you know, difficulties, how you can empower someone else and encourage someone else. So, you know, some of the things we were looking for were just women who knew they wanted something different and to use the platform to do that. So we were just looking for those who showed up for an opportunity.
Wow.
Okay, because it was a lot of folks. I mean, it was just so many women. We was like, dang, where are we? Like, it's a whole lot of women. And we just was like, we know we're not gonna get cast. Like all these women, like really? So, being on TV, whether it's a reality show, whether it's a docuseries, whatever it is, everybody want to be on TV, and everybody want to try to get a spot on television. And y'all are just getting started because, like you said, it just happened. You know, you had an idea and you just went for it, and now you're putting it together. So what have been some of the challenges that you are facing trying to put this docuseries together?
The biggest challenge is me driving Kathy crazy every day. That's the biggest challenge. You know, but on a serious note, it's just being able to keep it organized. You know, when you have an idea, and you know, a lot of times throughout your life, you think of ideas like, okay, I'm gonna think of an idea and execute it. Every day having to tweak things and stay organized and communicate. You know, I have to talk to Kathy at least 15 times a day, because I have to always tell her something new that has came to me about what we're already doing. So the biggest challenge is, you know, letting the women know that it's not reality TV. It is a docuseries, explaining the process, because like you said, everybody wants to be on television.
Okay, so I want to tap into you guys on a more personal note.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, like, we're talking about women on the rise, we're talking about men on the rise, being on the rise. But of course, you're an event planner, and you have a business, and then you're in media. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the falls, because that's why I like the documentary, because it's going to demonstrate that it's not just rise. There are some falls that you have to go through when you're in any type of business, or you know, in entertainment or anything. So what are some of the falls that you guys have faced?
Well, some of the challenges, I mean, just from my business, managing people, you know, you have to be prepared for people to let you down. Because people, you know, until you learn each other, you have to allow people to be themselves you know, and sometimes that's challenging, you know, to be the coach and the leader. And for me, I have a big heart. You know, I love people. I love to see people win. And sometimes, you know, it's challenging for me because I'm pushing people out of comfort zones and they're not ready for what I see, you know, where they can end up or where I perceive them to be. So a lot of times, you know, that causes a demise because sometimes some of my clients, they're probably in their mind bigger than where they think they are.
They always like that.
And, you know, and when you're trying to, you know, manage adults, they don't want to be told. And sometimes, you know, when we don't understand where we are, it can cause a downfall, you know. And sometimes I have to just back away, which can affect, you know, the business, you know. Exactly. So I usually fight hard, you know, to tell them it's a bigger picture, you know, than just what you see. Because I usually, you know, I have great discernment and I see past what the average person can see.
That's awesome. And so, just wrapping it up, the new docuseries coming out, Women on the Rise. We gotta make sure that you can tell everybody how to follow the docuseries, how to get in touch with you all, because y'all getting ready to do season 2 casting now. So tell them if they're interested in doing it, how they can get in contact with you.
Well, you can follow Kathy at Kathy Tell All on Instagram. My Instagram is Corporate World Media. The premiere date is going to be November the 25th. We haven't announced the network yet. We're not able to release that information yet. And anybody that wants to get in contact, you can actually join the Women on the Rise VIP Club by texting On the Rise to 66866. And also feel free to blow up Kathy's DM.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming. November 25th is actually my B-Day.
Yes,
so definitely check us out because we'll be on there as well.
Yes, and so there you have it. Women on the Rise, that is today's show. So you better stay tuned and keep it locked because coming up next we have Adria Hook, who is the business bae. She's a global speaker and also she's going to tap us into business. We are on the rise with Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned, keep it locked. You can watch Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B every first and third Monday on Fox 54. I am Deonta B. Welcome back. And so if you're just tuning in, today we are spotlighting Women on the Rise, and we have with us the business bae, certified business coach, Adria Hooks. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for being here with us. In ATL.
I know. And so we're just going to jump right into it. We just like to get right into the good stuff. And so I want to start off by saying certified business coach.
Yes.
What is life like in the day of Adria Hooks, the certified business coach?
Busy. Busy. My day consists of multiple client calls, really helping women pushing through in their businesses. And when I say pushing through, and not just talking about making profit, I really focus on mindset. And a lot of business owners, they're going through things behind the scenes that is hindering them from being great. So a lot of our sessions are focused on, you know, really giving them guidance to how to persevere through their challenges, how to create goals for themselves, holding themselves accountable, me holding them accountable, and as well as giving them the strategies they need to build a profitable business. So I'm glad to say I have 85% clients that are all making 6 figures right now or tipping it. So, but it all starts with mindset. It really starts with mindset and action and determination and drive. And that's what I mainly focus on as a coach.
Yeah, I better go holler at her. But outside of that, so I seen recently on social media where you made a post and you was talking about in reference to how you put a picture where you was showing where you was homeless and you had to go hustle something, and then where you are today.
Yes.
So, like you said, in business, we all go through some trials and tribulations, and a lot of times, a lot of people don't know, it's a lot of business owners who are actually homeless or really struggle with their day-to-day. So what advice would you give to someone who are struggling, they just really feel like giving up, like they don't feel like they can go any further, they're not gonna succeed anymore, what advice would you give to them?
Well, I'm not the person to say not to feel like that. A lot of people are like, well, get over it. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna make it through. That's true, but the main thing is to remember your why. Why? What is your dream? What are you focused on? What are you pushing through on? Because we all go through something. We all have storms, and I also like to tell people that when you're going through those things, those are lessons, and I don't ever look at the failures as like, oh, I failed and woe is me. And that's what a lot of people look at it as. I want you to look at it as an opportunity to say, you know what, I know what mistakes I made and how I got here. I just know that I don't like the way this feels or looks, and I'm going to make sure that I will never get back here again. And so when I look back at my life at that time, I'm grateful because, honey, I'm strong. Okay, I can make it through anything. Even my husband is fascinated about it sometimes. It's like, man, like, I said, listen, I've been through worse, okay? And so I'm grateful for those times and the things that I learned from being down, but it also made me like, listen, I don't want to do this again. I want better for my life, and I stayed focused, and that's how I got here.
That's good stuff. Yeah. So the name, the Business Bae.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when I think about that name, it's like either it's a name that somebody gave you or it's a name that's got a lot of meaning behind it. So how did we get the name, the Business Bae?
So it's a name that I actually kind of, God gave to me. Nobody else gave it to me. And what happened is that one thing that helped me make it out of the streets, one thing I learned in the streets, there was a lot of women out here that had big goals and big dreams and things, but we were all suffering out there together. We were just, trying to figure out how to get to the next dollar, how to eat. And a lot of women, they were just stuck there and they were depressed. And while I was out there, I found myself, inspiring women and talking to them and motivating them to feel better about themselves. And then I grew into the women empowerment industry, and I started my own association, and I was a part of a chair of a National Congress of Black Women chapter. I grew the fastest chapter there. That's where I started. And so when I looked over my journey, when I wanted to give myself a superhero name as a coach, I was like, what is it that, Adria, who are you? What do you love? And God said, you're like, the best friend to a woman as a business owner. I was like, best friend? I'm like a bae. We're in a committed relationship. If you hire me as a coach, honey, we are committed. You ain't going nowhere. So you need to tell your mate that you got another bae. And we building businesses. That's what we're doing. And so that's how I came up with the Business Bae. And it makes me stand out. And another thing is about falling in love with yourself, falling in love with your business. And my goal is to make sure that you fall and stay in love with your business, because that's how you become successful.
All right, now, and so behind the scenes, we have a small conversation, and I was going to ask you about, how you transitioned from a business coach from another area, but you shared with us that you was actually a drug dealer. You was in the streets. So tell us, how did you transition from being a drug dealer to becoming a six-figure boss business bae?
Well, first, drug dealing was definitely not something I wanted to do. But I was already homeless, and I always had a hustle mindset. And I was like, I guess I'm going to have to start at the bottom and start building dollar from dollar and connect and work my way up. But I know where I wanted to go. And so, of course, being from where I'm from and knowing people, it first started with the music industry. And I was like, let me help you push some CDs. Y'all pay me to, walk around in clubs in the parking lot, and I will still, there was so many young independent artists everywhere. And so I started off doing that, and I met somebody from Universal. He was like, I'm gonna drive this van around, and we're gonna go to clubs and do this. And it was a little bit of money, and then he put me onto it, and I was like, I guess I could flip it. All right, so I was real low key with it, and I was like, I'm not doing this forever. This is not my thing. I got kids, and then I got a call. Well, actually, I got pushed into a near-death situation where I got robbed. And the guy put the gun to my head, and it jammed. And that was the wake-up call. I was like, what, girl, this ain't it. Well, it was just cute for real, but I want to live today, so.
So I want you to tell the viewers, how can they keep up with this six-figure business bae? Everybody want to know how to make six figures. How can they keep up with you? What's next?
So what's next for me? I'll be speaking at the CEO Bosses Brunch September 9th in Los Angeles. And I will be speaking at the Power Mindset Conference in Miami in October. My book From Broke to Paid will launch on my birthday, December 20th. Then we'll have the Business Bay Bureau, which is a women's agency, one-stop agency that will launch in January. And it will grow into a co-working space here in Atlanta later on in 2019 for women that will have a daycare. And will offer multiple services. And we're doing some pop-up local workshops in the low-income urban communities in Atlanta. So I'm excited about that.
Did you tell them how to find you though?
Oh, find me at the Business Bay. I'm at the Business Bay everywhere. BAE at the end, Facebook, Instagram. I'm heavy on Instagram.
Well, so there you have it. That is definitely a woman on the rise, authentic woman on the rise, and a real boss chick and a business babe. So you see, today we are empowering women, and so you better stay tuned, keep it locked. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta V. Coming up next, we got Jay Nash, who is the founder of Girl Power Radio. Stay tuned, keep it locked.
So welcome back. Today, you know, we're talking about women on the rise. And when we thought about this title, I had to bring my girl, Mrs. J. Nash of Girl Power Hour Radio on here because she is definitely a woman on the rise. Hey, Miss J. Nash. Welcome. Welcome. We are so glad to be here with you in the ATL. So welcome. Yes. We're gonna dive right into it. So today's show we're talking about women on the rise, and just from your story, from when the death of your husband to who you are today, that was your motivation. So tell us a little bit, or give advice to some of the women out there who go through different things when it comes to life, and then how they can be empowered and move.
Absolutely. You know, honestly, when you hit rock bottom in your life, you know, and as women, we carry so much, we do so much, we're really creative, you know, there's so much going on in our lives. When you hit rock bottom, you know, and you have children or a child, I think that forces you to level up, you know, and for me, when my late husband passed away roughly 12 years ago, my daughter really forced me to level up, you know, that was that motivation that I felt like I needed, because I wanted to be there for her. I wanted to make sure that I was a part of her life, you know, although she was a baby, because he passed when she was 6 months. Okay. So yeah, it was about, and trust me, there was a downtime, you know, I had a downtime. And so I had to really find a way to say, you know what, Jay, go into this bathroom and pray. And at that moment, that's when I realized that, you know what, listen, I have to keep moving, not just to be selfish in my own right, but because of my child. And so that's what forced me to level up. And so for women who have gone through certain things in life, you know, I would just encourage you to, you know, take as much time as you need, you know, take as much time as you need to heal through that process. But at that time, find yourself and meditate on that, and find something that you truly love and that you want to do, and use that as that passion to get to that next level.
Very powerful, very powerful. So, Girl Power Hour Radio.
Yes.
The name Girl Power Hour Radio, it's a tool to empower women.
Yes.
What made you channel Girl Power Hour Radio versus and being an empowerment radio station versus, you know, you have your R&B, you have your gospel, you have radio that people are familiar with, but yours is geared towards empowering women. What made you decide to go in that avenue, which is a totally different avenue from most radio stations?
You know, for me at the time, which Girl Power, we've been around for about 6 years. There was a niche in the market that I wanted to really, you know, hone in on. And like I said, I lost my husband. And so during that stage of trying to find myself or redefine who I was, there was the women who were in my life that were motivating me. It was, you know, women that I would see at the random store. I remember a time where a woman just said, you know what, I just want to let you know that God is with you. And so at that, you know, going through all of these different down times, I realized that there was a niche, that I wasn't the only woman. Although our stories may be different, there's something that within all of us that we embrace, and that's being a woman. And so for me, I wanted to really hone in on finding out how can we become better, because when we talk about girl power, I wasn't taught girl power, you know, I wasn't taught girl power growing up. My mom never just said, hey, let me teach you girl power, you know. So for me, it was, there are women, grown women today who are living with so much fear and so much that's going on in their life that they have yet to deliver themselves from, you know. And so because of that reason, I felt that we have to go back to our childhood. We have to tap into our inner being of our childness and say, hey, you know what? There was a lost child before. And once you find out who she was at that moment, that will in part helps you become better, because now you're saying, hey, let me embrace my sister. Let me love her, because we weren't taught girl power growing up. So in that in itself helps you to say, let me redefine this young girl, right? And I'm well off in my 30s, almost 40. So for me, it was like, you know what? I want to continue to push and reinforce girl power on women, because if we go women empowerment, we forgot all about the things that we've experienced, whether it was being molested as a child, whether it was, you know, having mother issues in the home, or, you know, I hear so many different stories from women when they come on our platform that I felt like we had to address those issues that that got us to that woman we are today. And how do we do that? Let's take it back down. Let's go down memory lane. And let's tap into that right there. And that right there is what I want. That's what I feel like resonates with women the most, is when we go back down memory lane and start talking about the issues that we were affected by.
So let the viewers know how they can find you.
Okay. So you can find me at officially J Nash. That's JAENASH.com. That's my website. Girl Power Hour Radio. .com is Girl Power's website. We're all across the board. You can find me at J Nash. You can find me at Girl Power Hour Radio. We're doing some phenomenal things. We're looking for partnerships. We're looking to collaborate with all kinds of women, and of course men too, because listen, we need our boys who are turning into men. So there's different ways, but like I said, you can reach out to us via Instagram. You can reach out Twitter. I mean, we're accessible everywhere. When you you know, you just find a way to Google us. You can shoot us an email at gphradio.intern@gmail.com if you're looking for some exposure or media tips, all of that good stuff. Or you can just find, you know, go to their website and look up this interview and get all this rest of this
That's right, girl. That's right, girl.
Well, there you have it. J Nash, Woman on the Rise turned Girl Power Hour. You can't get no better than that. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Keep it locked. So as you can see, we are on the rise at Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. And if you want to keep up with Gwen, you can find her at GwennettaWright.com or at all social media outlets, Gwennetta Wright. And if you want to find me, you can find me at The Real Deonta B at all social media outlets. And you can catch us same time, same place, every first and third Monday. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. See you next time, same place. And don't you leave that couch. Peace.